If you've upgraded your wheels and tires and you're in need of some extra support for your tailgate, this officially licensed Jeep HD tire carrier with the mount and the Jeep logo will be a great addition to your 2007 to 2018 JK Wrangler. Now, adding oversized tires to your tailgate can do a number on it by weighing it down, causing it to sag, and ultimately you can run into some issues with opening and closing your tailgate. However, this carrier and mount will do a great job at reinforcing those hinges, allowing it to bear the weight or the extra weight of that larger tire while also getting some adjustability so you can position your tire right where you need it without needing to upgrade to a specific style bumper or setup in order to achieve it. Now, not to mention being officially licensed by Jeep, you can rest assured that this will be backed with OE style quality, and the Jeep branding will be a nice touch of style if you're looking for a carrier that's going to get the job done and look good while doing it. Now, one of the great features about this kind of heavy-duty solution for an oversized tire is that it's going to be single action and mounted right to the tailgate, obviously. But what that's going to do is make it super easy to access any cargo or anything in the back of your Jeep, compared to a bumper-mounted solution that you would have to swing out the carrier and then you would have to open up the tailgate. So a solution like this one specifically, is going to make it very user-friendly to open up that tailgate, especially keeping it level and keeping it operating properly because of that reinforcement. Now, the carrier will also come with a bracket for the third brake light and is going to be adjustable no matter what size tire that you have. You will be able to position it above that tire, keeping up to OE standards and keeping you safe while driving on the street. Now, this is going to be very durable for what it is, made of a hot rolled 5mm carbon steel plate construction, so you can ensure that this is going to be very rigid and stay in place for years to come, even with that extra weight on the back. Now, on top of the steel will be a two-stage epoxy pre-coating and texture black powder coat to protect the steel underneath from any rust and keeping it looking new. Now, not to mention, this will come with everything you need in order to install it and won't require any modification, so you'll have no question when it comes to the install, and we'll show you how to do that in just a minute. Now, when it comes to price, this will come in at about $500, which is pretty average for a type of system like this. Now, what I will say is that this system is going to be more affordable than a bumper-mounted system if you don't want or need a bumper-mounted carrier, and this will allow you options to choose whatever bumper you'd like. Not to mention, the system is going to be compact and sleek and offer the adjustments and features that you would need out of a setup while being incredibly strong and being backed by Jeep with the quality that you would want, making this a great system to add to your build. Now, install will be 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and will take you about 2 hours to get the job done with some pretty basic hand tools. Now, at this point, we can head over to the shop and check out a detailed breakdown of the install process and how to get this onto your JK at home. So that's going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and get into it.
For this install, you will need an impact, a ratchet, small extension, 10, 13, 16, 17, and 18mm sockets, T20 and T50 Torx bits, 16 and 17mm wrenches, 4mm Allen wrench, channel locks, panel removal tool, box cutter or a knife, a Sharpie, and some painter's tape. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be installing a new spare tire carrier on our Wrangler, so let's get started. So we're going to start off by coming to our grommet for our third brake light harness here. We're going to go ahead and pop that grommet out of our door, like so. Then we're going to pull our wiring out and your plug should appear. So we'll go ahead and push down on that tab and unplug our third brake light. That way when we pull our carrier off, this all comes off in one piece. Now we'll go ahead and grab our 13mm socket and small extension on our impact and go ahead and remove the 8 bolts holding our carrier onto our rear door. Now when you go to take your last 2 off, you are going to want to support your carrier because it will be coming off. And we can go ahead and remove our factory carrier. Now we're going to go ahead and remove our factory vent cover. So we're gonna grab our panel removal tool. Go ahead and get behind that. Pop this out, just like so, and set this aside. Next, we're gonna go ahead and grab some painter's tape and install a few pieces going on the hinge side of our door here. And we're gonna make some marks to go ahead and line everything up because we will be taking the hinges off the doors. So we wanna make sure we line this up as it was from factory when we go ahead and put everything back together. So we'll go ahead. All right, now we'll go ahead and grab our Sharpie. We're gonna make some lines on the tape. So now we'll go ahead and take a razor blade or a box cutter and go ahead and cut the tape down between the body and the door. And this is so that we'll be able to take the door off and put it back on without affecting where the tape is sitting. Next, we're gonna go ahead and remove our hinge covers. Those you can just come to this corner here, pop those right off, just like so. And set these aside. So now we can go ahead and remove our hinges from the door itself. Now, one thing we are going to do is leave the door latched so we don't have to completely remove the door. It's going to kind of help it stay where it's at. So we'll go ahead and pop these off with our 13mm socket and extension on our impact. Now your door is going to drop a bit once you take this last bolt out. That's okay. Go ahead and fold these back, like so. So now we can go ahead and remove the 3 T50 Torx bolts holding each of our hinges in with our T50 Torx bit and extension on our impact. So now we can go ahead and install our new hinges reusing our factory T50 Torx bolts. So we'll go ahead and get these lined up. We'll go ahead and throw one of our bolts in here first, just like so. Then we'll use our T50 Torx bit with our extension to go ahead and get this bolt started. We'll go ahead and get our other two going the same way. And we'll do the same thing for our top hinge. Now that we have all those in, we'll go ahead and put our T50 Torx and extension on our impact. Make sure our hinges are lined up with the seam of our body here. And go ahead and tighten these down. Now we can go ahead and install our carrier base plate onto our hinges using our provided hinge pins. So go ahead and slide these in. We're just going to drop our pins into place. This may take a little bit of work around. Second one lined up. Now to get these to fully seat, you can go ahead and grab a soft mallet and tap them into place. Sometimes it helps if you kind of pick up on the carrier itself, take the load off of it. Now once you get your pins all the way through, you can go ahead and grab your supplied retainer clips, slide those into the sections of your exposed hinge pin here. So we'll go ahead, and once our pins are through, we'll go ahead and install our supplied retainer clips. So we'll get that in position, and honestly this goes a lot easier with a pair of channel locks or pliers, something like this, and then just pop those right in. Then we'll do the same thing for our bottom hinge. Next, we can go ahead and install our vent cover. So it comes with 4 adhesive strips. So we'll go ahead and remove the backing from those strips. Try not to tear your foam in the process. Once you have all 4 of them uncovered, we'll go ahead and stick our foam over our vent here, just like so. And this will flatten out once we put it onto the door itself. So just make sure that covers our vent fully. So next we're gonna have to pull our 2 factory bump spacers off our door here. So those simply just pop right out like so. And we'll go ahead and set these aside. Now we can go ahead and get our carrier base in position here. We're gonna go ahead and use our factory 13mm bolts. Go ahead and put these right back on, and it may be necessary to lift up on the door to get it to line back up. We're just using our reference marks here. Go ahead and keep that in line. So now again, we're gonna pick up on our door a little bit to make sure our reference marks stay lined up. We'll grab our 13mm socket and extension on our impact and go ahead and tighten down our hardware. Now's a good time to open your door and double check to make sure everything still feels in line, nothing drops or goes out of whack or anything. As you can see, opens and shuts just fine. Now we can move on to re-bolting in our main section here. Now we can go ahead and reinstall the rest of our 13mm bolts into the factory mounting position for the carrier. Go ahead and get these in. Then we'll again use our 13mm socket and extension on our impact to tighten all these down. I like to go in a cross pattern to make sure it seats evenly. Now we can begin mounting our tire mount itself. So we're going to start with our base plate here, and we're going to have the slotted plate facing up. And we're going to grab our 4 18mm bolts with flat washers. Go ahead and get those into the mounting points here. Go ahead and get one through. That one started. Get a second one in. And now these mounting points are slotted to adjust up and down for whatever tire size you're going to have on the back here, whether it's factory or something bigger that you need a little bit more room based on your clearance for your bumper and also your third brake light once we install that. So we're going to set ours about right in the middle here. Go ahead and grab our 18mm socket and extension on our impact and tighten these down. now we'll go ahead and get our lug mount point in position. So we're going to set that right over top of our base plate here. And again, this is adjustable too, depending on the width of your tires and wheels, so you can come out farther or in, depending on your specific tire size. So you will need to measure that and make sure that you have enough clearance before you fully install this. Now we can go ahead and install our provided 16mm bolts and flat washers through all of our mounting holes on our lug plate here. So we'll get our top middle one, go ahead and get that in place. We'll get our 4 side ones in. And once we have those on, we'll go ahead and grab our flat washers and our provided lock nuts. You can reach up from underneath and go ahead and get those in all of your bolts there. So just as with our vertical setting, we're going to go ahead and set this about midway on our mount here. Now this is all going to depend on what specific tire you're using, whether it's factory, aftermarket, bigger tires, whatever. Again, you can measure that out or just kind of base it on your width and kind of adjust from there. So for this top one, we're going to grab our 17mm socket and extension on our impact and a 16mm wrench. Go ahead and get that tightened down first. Then for our 4 side mounting bolts, we're going to switch out to our 16mm socket and extension and our 17mm wrench. So now we're going to come back to our factory carrier and remove the 3rd brake light. So if you come to the back of the tower here, you'll see 4 T20 Torx bolts. We're going to go ahead and grab our T20 Torx bit on our impact and pull those out. Once we have all 4 of those out, we'll go ahead and pull our 3rd brake light. So now we're going to begin mounting our 3rd brake light bracket. So we'll go ahead and get this in place like so. Then we're going to grab 2 more of our 16mm bolts and flat washers and get those through the top side. Followed by 2 more flat washers and 2 more of our 17mm lock nuts. Go ahead and get our washer on, and we'll get our nuts on. So and again, we'll grab our 17mm wrench and our 16mm socket and extension on our impact. We'll go ahead and get these tightened down. Make sure this is lined up. Next, we'll go ahead and get our upper bracket installed. So go ahead and line this up here. Grab our 4mm Allen head screw with our flat washer. Get that through the front side. And then we'll grab our other flat washer and our 10mm lock nut for the back. Now for this part, it's going to be easier if we open the door and get our window up, or just open the door and do it from the side. Now we'll get our other 4mm screw and our flat washer in, followed by our other flat washer, and again our 10mm lock nut. And again, this is adjustable based on the height of your tire that you're putting on here. So you want to mount your tire as we'll show you and adjust your 3rd brake light accordingly. Now we're going to go ahead and set our tire on. We'll make sure we have enough room behind our tire as well as down for the bumper clearance. Looks like we have just enough room. And then for our third brake light, make sure that has enough room to clear so that our light is over our tires. So we're gonna need to come up a good bit here. So about right there is where we're gonna tighten that down. Go ahead and pull our tire back off. So now we'll grab our 4mm Allen wrench and our 10mm socket on our ratchet, and we're gonna snug our bottom bolt down, then that'll help hold it in place and we can adjust our bracket up to where we need it. And again, we're just getting it snug so that'll hold. And we needed it about right there. So we'll go ahead and snug our other one down. Get that nice and tight. Come back and fully tighten our bottom one. Now we can go ahead and mount our third brake light, reusing our factory T20 Torx screws. So we'll go ahead and get that in place. You want to make sure your wire is going back over to where it plugged into the factory plug. Go ahead and get this in place here. Get our factory screws back in. Try not to drop them. Then we'll grab our T20 Torx bit on our impact, gently tighten these back down. Now we'll go ahead and plug our third brake light back in to the factory connector. Make sure that snaps back into place. And we'll tuck our plug back down in here. And then reinstall our factory grommet. Now at this point you can go ahead and install whatever wheel and tire you're putting on here. Double check all your clearances, make sure everything fits, and you're good to go. Now you can also remove all of your reference mark tape. So now if you want, you can go ahead and reinstall this factory bump spacer here, just like that, kind of twist in. Now depending on the wheel and tire and the spacing you wish to have with your new carrier, you could trim this down if you want, leave it as it sits and kind of push your carrier out enough to not have your tire mush it down. Whatever you so choose, it's just a good idea to cover that hole up. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our officially licensed Jeep HD tire carrier and mount and Jeep logo for your 07 to 18 Jeep Wrangler JK. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Wrangler, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.